Students, if you're watching this, you know by now I'm probably out for a while. So what I wanted to do today was do an overview of the companies that will be coming this fall semester for RHIM 3200 and RHIM 4200. One of the reasons it's important for doing an overview of the companies is companies all have different profiles. They have different requirements of what they want of the interview. They also have very different expectations of people in terms of how they handle the interview. They're also very different in terms of how they get back to you following an interview, how they want you to apply. There are a variety of things that I think are important to discuss before the companies start coming. In many cases also, it's more important who you work with than what you do. You're going to be doing more work than you're going to be doing anything else in your lifetime for the next 30 or 40 years. So the people you work with largely determine the culture of the company. And that's important as well. And there's several ways to kind of get a glimpse of what a company's culture is like. You can do that through receptions. You can do it through interviews. You can do it through work previews. There are a variety. You can even do it through the recruiters' presentations. All give you a glimpse of what the company's culture is like. So those are the reasons for the discussion this afternoon, or this morning, as the case might be. On September 7th, Texas Tech Career Services will start our semester, and they will come by and talk about the services that they offer there, and they will also talk about professional dress. On September the 11th, there will be a retail management symposium. It's Dr. Fowler's project that she does, but my 3,200 students will be going to it. If you're looking at the list of companies you have, you will see there are asterisks by the date. Those asterisks indicate what students in RHIM 3200 are required to do. If you're in 4200 and want to attend, you are certainly welcome. On September the 12th, Four Seasons Vail will be here with Simon DeSwan. And Simon DeSwan is looking for people that want to work in Vail at the ski resort, particularly interns. They are a very formal company. I would dress in business attire. I would be impeccably groomed. That's just part of the Four Seasons image. Next company that'll be here that day is a company called High Adventure. It is managed by one of our alumni, Sean Finley. You've probably heard us talk about Cheyenne Ridge in class if you've had me before. If you have not, it's a hunting lodge. They are looking for people. They will be looking for people this fall to work temporarily. They will also be looking for interns and would also conceivably be looking for graduates as well. So Sean will be here to do an overview of his company and the different locations that he'll be needing people at. We also, on September the 12th, will have the etiquette dinner at the Merced Alumni Center, and it will be from 5 to 8. And again, that's another assignment for RHIM 3200 students. On September the 14th, Chewy's will be here, and Julie Ellis, who is a graduate of our program, will be here talking about career possibilities with Chewy's. They are a young company on the grow. I have a lot of respect for Julie. I don't know that much about Chewy's itself, other than to tell you that if somebody the caliber of Julie Ellis goes to work for them, they are probably the type of organization, if you're a food person, you want to take a good look at. On September the 19th, Free Range Concepts will be here. They are the company that operates the Rustic in Dallas. They also have a concept called Mutts. They are a very young and new company run by some people that I know from Papa's Restaurants and also from my Uncle Julio's days. Have a great deal of respect for them. They've taken some interns. They've got a very aggressive recruiting program. Also, you'll notice that she will be back on October 19th to do additional interviews. This is a process we use for companies that want larger numbers of interviews. What we do is let them interview if they want when they're here, and then they come back a second time, do not do a presentation, but simply conduct interviews for students that may need a while to think about whether or not the Rustic or Free Range Concepts is something that they want to go to work for. Along with Free Range Concepts, the Buckle will be here. It will be Keenan Beasley, another one of our graduates, who works for the Buckle. The Buckle is a great company if you're a student looking for something a little bit different. You're not a hotel person per se, or maybe you think that food's not for you. You're looking for something different in the sales menu. You can make a lot of money with the Buckle. Jason Martinez, who is Keenan Beasley's boss, has been with the Buckle about 20 years. He makes well into six figures and is doing quite well as Keenan himself. On September 21st, White Lodging will be here, Hunter Carmichael. White Lodging is a very competitive company. They have a very old relationship with us and go back to almost when we started recruiting. Hunter Carmichael is a graduate of our program, and Hunter is a vice president who takes a personal interest in our school. One of the things to look for on White Lodging as a company is, one, impeccable dress. They are very formal in their attire, as you will tell by looking at Hunter Carmichael when he's here. Also, you need to be a very competitive person when you are thinking about interviewing or working for White Lodging. They are the kind of people who like to make money. They're the people who are very confident in who they are. Great deal of opportunity with this company. They are very big, and they are owned by a gentleman by the name of Bruce White. On September 26th, we have Jason's Deli. Jason's Deli is one of our oldest companies, and a company that is after the Malcolm Baldrige Service and Excellence Award. Jason's Deli goes back to when our program began. Kerry Gafford is the current recruiter, and I just couldn't say enough good things about them. They are vertically integrated as a company, which means they own all the processes that help them do what they do, meaning they have their own food sales company. They handle all of their own repairs, much the same way as Papa's Restaurants does. They are also privately held, which is another huge advantage. They have a very structured growth pattern and a long-term interest in developing their employees and growing their company. So it's a good company to go to work for if you're a food person looking for stability and looking for a company that's going to develop you professionally. Second company that will be here is Pinstripes. Linda Ahn and Chris Sokup are a couple of Linda Ahn is the recruiter. Chris Sokup is a top-level executive with the company. And they are new to what we do, but we're very excited to have them. Pinstripes is very upscale dining. Bocce is a game that's played there along with bowling. And we've had an intern go with them this summer who's very much enjoyed his experience there. And they will be looking for graduating seniors and interns both. September 27th is the University Career Fair from 12 to 4 at the Student Union. Again, the 3,200 students are required to go there. However, seniors, I would encourage you to go as well. There are very well going to be companies there that will be interviewing students or setting up interviews after the career fair that are probably not going to be in our portfolio. So it would be in your interest to check it out. What I would do if I was going is I would get the list of companies that are going to be there, go over them before I actually visited the career fair. That way you know who you're wanting to talk to. I would go in business attire, particularly if I was either an intern or senior for that matter, because that kind of sends out the message that you mean business and that you're very interested. I would take my resumes with me. I would target the companies I'm interested in and plan on spending maybe an hour or so there. On September 28th, Z Company, Tony Lyles will be here. Tony Lyles was formerly with Cintas. Again, a very professional individual. This is a suit and tie company as well. And Z Company is looking for people interested in sales and are willing to move or relocate. Tony will be doing a presentation, may or may not be doing interviews on the day he's here to present. He will be back on October 12th. And he will be conducting interviews. A couple of people that have gone to work for them out of our program, Bobby Tatum and Cooper Ritella. The other company that will be here is Enterprise Rent-A-Car with Anna Taylor and Marcus Everett. Enterprise, again, is another company that goes way back with us to our beginnings. They have kind of adopted a more informal approach in terms of work. You will often see their people in golf shirts, particularly in the summertime. But as far as interviewing goes, it's a suit and tie company as well. And it's privately owned by the Taylor family. They have a great deal of locations all over the country, so you can just about locate anywhere that you would like if they have openings in that area. Marcus Everett is the recruiter in charge of West and Central Texas, and he has also been with the company a very long time as a recruiter with us before, and has now just returned this semester to be the boss of West and Central Texas. So we're excited to have him back because he and the RHIM program have had a good run for several semesters. So he's also very well connected and probably can help facilitate if you want to go somewhere else that is outside of Texas. Enterprise is a company that offers a good base wage. Again, they are much like White Lodging in the sense that it's competitive. It's a sales company. You're upselling a product that they sell, which happens to be rental cars. So if that appeals to you, it's definitely a company to go with because there is a lot of growth already that's happened and a lot of opportunity in that company. On October 3rd, Cintas will be here, probably one of the best recruiters I know by the name of James Chapman. James will be doing a presentation on the 3rd, will not be doing interviews. He will be coming back on the 11th with Natalie Rock, who is one of our graduates. Again, another company with a very formal dress code in terms of their attire. You'll be able to tell that when you see James Chapman do his presentation. So it's important that you reflect that when you come to the interview. Along with Cintas will be Chick-fil-A. Kennedy Clark is a graduate of our program. She worked for them while she was going to school and stayed with them. This particular Chick-fil-A recruiting effort is with the franchisee here in Lubbock. And so if you're wanting to stay in the Lubbock area, check out Chick-fil-A. Several students have gone with them after they graduated, stayed and worked for them in various management positions. And Kennedy is very well obviously acquainted with the RHIM program since she's a graduate. October 5th, Papa's Restaurants will be here with Stacy Trevino. We have recruited with Papa's almost since we began. Papa's is often referred to as the Marine Corps of food service because they are the best at what they do. And those are the kind of individuals they are looking for. You're going to need to have experience if you expect to get hired by Papa's Restaurants that is relevant to the restaurant industry. You're also going to have to be very professionally attired when you go into the interview. Image is important to them as well. And the other thing that you've got to have is a passion for the industry because you are going to marry it. You go to work for Papa's Restaurants, you are going to work probably 60 to 70 hours a week. It's just the nature of what they do. You will be paid very well for what you do. However, the company has got to be your priority, and a career in food service has got to be your priority. On October 10th, Parallon will be here with Patrick Root and Anna Sauter. They are a brand new company. I have not heard anything about them from other recruiters. They simply called us and had heard about our program. They are a hospital, and they're wanting to include a hospitality element in what they do. And so it will be interesting to see what they have to say, but I can't offer you a great deal of insight there. Marriott will be here along with them on October the 10th. Vanessa Cabrera is the Marriott recruiter. She is a national recruiter looking for people for positions in a variety of different areas. Marriott is one of those companies where you're going to need to apply online beforehand, and that's largely due to EEOC and regulations for companies as large as Marriott. She is a great recruiter. Again, I would offer the suggestion of suit and tie here. She is very, very much a company person and is looking for people professionally dressed, enthusiastic about the lodging industry. Southern Glaziers with Naneth Jones. Naneth has been here many times. Glaziers is a company that we have had a lot of people placed with, and they are looking for salespeople for the liquor industry, located in a variety of areas within the state of Texas, and maybe even outside of Texas occasionally. On October the 11th, James Chapman and Natalie Rock will be back, as I said earlier, to do interviews. On October the 12th, Republic National Distributing Company will be here. Stacy Townsend will be coming. Again, a sales company where you're going to work some long hours. You're going to be lifting boxes of wine, boxes of alcoholic beverages of different types. You'll be doing some stocking. You'll be talking to various different customers that you sell to that are retailers. So again, the hours may be a little longer than what you initially thought they were going to be, but the pay is good and there are incentives built into this kind of a sales position. So either with Glazers or Republic, either one, you really get the same kind of expectation. On October the 11th or 12th as well, Z Company will be back. Tony Lyles will be doing interviews and looking for people. October 17th, Jackson Family Wines will be here with Erica Thompson. They are more commonly known to their customers as Kendall Jackson. They will be looking for people in the West Texas area or in the Texas area in major markets, along with people going possibly to California. We have placed some students there before. But again, like most sales companies, they are very traditional in the sense they're looking for well-groomed people that are professionally dressed. I would suggest suit and tie or something equivalent for the interview. And the ability to relocate will have a great deal of benefit to you if you tell them that you're willing to do that. HMS host Lisa Bergman, or otherwise known as, or Leslie Bergman, otherwise known as Leslie Gordon. She's a graduate of the program from many years ago. We've been recruiting with them for a couple of years, and they are running the Denver airports. HMS host is an airport hospitality management company that is managed services for the most part, and she'll be looking for people that want to relocate to the Denver area or airports in the Colorado region. On October 18th, we have the mocktails at the Market Center from 5 to 7. Again, another event that is required for people in 3200. You people in 3200 pick from 4 events and have to attend 2. October the 19th, G6 is otherwise known as Motel 6. Kurt Eifert will be here. Kurt is looking for people that want to join the Motel 6 organization. They're in a growth mode. He runs their national team effort, and he is also a graduate of our program and is very well acquainted with what we do here. Kurt's a great guy. Known him for a long time since he was a student, and it's a good organization. If you're interested in limited service, you want to do some traveling, G6 is a good opportunity, and they pay some great entry-level salaries. Free Range Concepts will be back on the 19th. Kara Raymond Cook will be back again to do interviews, so she'll actually interview twice. So if you're someone who would like to hear what they have to say and then take some time to think about whether or not it's something you want to do, it's an opportunity to do that with this particular concept. The Free Range Concept is partially owned by Pat Green, the singer, and it's very well financed with a group of people, and they are in a growth mode and a very young company. So if you're somebody who is wanting to join a company that is young and that is on the grow, where there's going to be a lot of opportunity and a chance to wear a lot of different management hats, I would strongly urge you to take a look at Free Range Concepts. On October 24th, Pearl Hospitality will be here. They are a lodging company. They are, again, much like White Lodging in the sense they are very competitive. Camille Zillman, who is the head of HR, and Jaime Perez, who is their recruiter, are both people I know very well. I've known Camille for over 30 years, and she wouldn't be joining a company or be part of a company unless it were top notch. Many of our students have gone to work for them. Feedback on Pearl is that there's good quality of work life and locations that a lot of people in Texas want to go to. They are building new hotels and taking over hotels, so they are in a growth mode. Along with Pearl is an old partner we've had for many years, Luby's Cafeterias. If you're looking for something that the Pappas family, Chris and Harris Pappas, own and want to be part of it, but you're not really interested in the casual dining piece, quite like Pappas restaurants, you might want to check out Luby's. Pretty good quality of life, pretty structured program in terms of the hours that you work, and a very good pay structure as well. October 26th, Torchy's Tacos. Sarah Martin Biggie, the recruiter, will be here. They are a very laid-back company, much more casual. They are kind of like the Buckle. They have an image, more tattoos, more laid back, casual in their dress. But that said, they are very intense in terms of their work ethic. You will be working somewhere between 55 and 60 hours a week. And Torchy's has experienced some really good growth. There is a lot of opportunity with the company. And most of you, I'm sure, are familiar with them from at least the standpoint of a customer. Next company that will be coming that same day on October 26th is Aramark. Cindy Castellanos is the national recruiter, along with Ken Robinson, who is an alumni of our program and runs the Canyon ISD School Food Service. And Ken is our local representative or liaison for Aramark, and then Cindy again is the national recruiter. Last semester, they took a large number of our graduating seniors, somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 or 7, my memory serves me correctly, went with them. Managed services is where you have a captive audience. It can be retirement homes, it can be kindergarten through 12th grade, it can be a university campus, it can be a stadium or arena, it can even be a national park. Aramark does all of those. And one of the joys of that kind of company also is that oftentimes if you get into their business dining arm, hospital, K through 12, the quality of life is pretty good. The hours are also very different than what you traditionally think in terms of hospitality. The parts of managed services that lend themselves more to longer days and hours tend to be the stadiums and arenas, the national parks, because of how they operate. So if you are someone who is interested in the stadiums or arenas, or you're interested in national parks or recreation type food service, just be prepared to work longer hours, longer days than you're going to find in the other sectors of the business. October 31st, we have 4 Golf coming. 4 Golf is a company that was put together by local investors in Lubbock. It is run by a couple of RHIM grads that will be here. Buddy Beach is the director of operations and a graduate of 1989 from our program. And Keith Rogers is a 1990 graduate of our program. He worked for Abuelos for many years. He'll be their F&B director. You have probably seen in Lubbock the nets out on Marsh Sharp Freeway that are going up, and they should be open by September. They took a group of our interns over the summer, all of which are doing, according to Buddy, a very nice job. So not only do we have graduates operating the facility, but we also have a lot of our students already doing internships there. They are going to be looking for people in a variety of positions. Interns, they're going to be looking for management people, even looking for people to work part-time. Huge facility, 50,000 or 53,000 square feet, located on 17 acres here in Lubbock, capable of handling up to 1,000 people, as I understand it. That is a very large complex. Also, the intent here is that Lubbock is simply a prototype for other units that will be built in the future in a variety of possible locations. So again, if you're interested in golf or even food service, this might be a company to take a chance on in terms of growth and the opportunity for rapid advancement if you prove yourself. Buddy and Keith both are looking for good people, and they will be building the new units or be involved with them as the company expands. On November 2nd, Aimbridge Hospitality will be here. Good friend Brad Frazier, who is a senior vice president, he's taken a personal interest in our program here. And Aimbridge is a huge company, has hundreds of hotels and opportunity all over the United States. If I were interviewing again, like with most of the other lodging companies, I would wear a suit and tie. I would have done my research with the company. Particularly when you're talking to somebody who is a senior vice president. We don't have dates as of this video for November 7th, 9th, 14th, or 16th, but we will be bringing some additional companies that I'll talk about just here in a minute. They haven't finalized which date they're coming. But on November 21st, we'll do farewell to seniors, and our new department chair, Dr. Audrey McCool, will be doing the goodbye and farewell to the seniors. Then we'll break November 22nd through the 26th for Thanksgiving. When we come back, we will check grades. I will be in my office from 8 to 10:30 on November 28th. Please come by and check your grade to make sure that you have things that are in. Also, if you have not turned in your assignments, the last possible date to do that is November 30th. So again, students, just make sure you check your grades in person. It's always important to do. On the note of other companies, there are 4 specifically that I know will be coming here. We just haven't finalized a date. The first one is Presidian Hotels. Presidian Hotels is a small chain. They own the hotel that is in Marfa, Texas. That's how we started the relationship. We had some interns down there this summer. Chip Young is the president of Presidian Hotels and has taken a personal interest in us. He knew us from our days in White when he was working for White Lodging, and is very interested in developing a relationship with us. So I think there'll be opportunities there both for interns that want to go to Marfa or maybe another hotel in the chain, and also for graduating seniors. Island Hospitality, much like Aimbridge Hospitality, is a company that has hundreds of hotels located all over the United States. They fly many different flags, just like Aimbridge and White Lodging do. They have both limited and full service properties. So again, check them out. But again, like all the other hotels, formal attire when you interview, make sure you've done your homework. They've hired a couple of our people. They actually decided to recruit with us because they'd hired some of our people off the street and were very happy with what they saw in these young people, and now decided to formally recruit with us here at Texas Tech. The Jewel and Lumen Hotel in Dallas are Michael Hernandez is a graduate of our program, and he is spearheading the relationship. And we haven't set a date yet, but I think they'll be here in early November. So if you're looking for upscale hotels and are wanting to do something along the Four Seasons line, you will find the Jewel and Lumen to be something that would be your cup of tea. And again, I don't think it goes without saying that if you're going to be interviewing with the Jewel, you want to be dressed as impeccably as you possibly can. You want to be impeccably groomed, and you want to have done your research on the company. Then the last group that will be here that we know of is Campese's Restaurants. Campese's will be looking for people in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, possibly a couple of positions in Lubbock, both looking for interns and also looking for management people as well. And we also have one other one that I forgot to mention. The Four Seasons Las Colinas will be here. We talked about the Four Seasons Vail, but Vail and Four Seasons Las Colinas are 2 different entirely recruiting efforts looking for different kinds of people. Four Seasons Las Colinas is the hotel that we recruited with for a long, long time. Some of you might have worked the Byron Nelson and are familiar with them. Rachel Smith will be here. Brandon Smith will also be here. Brandon Smith is a graduate of our program. He usually comes and does the presentation, and then Rachel, who's an HR director, will be coming back later at an unspecified date at this point to do the actual interviews. I hope that helps, is kind of an overview of some of the companies and to give you some ideas of what these companies are looking for. You have companies like the Buckle who want you to wear what their products are, be familiar with the products. Certainly encourage you, if you're interested in the Buckle, to go by and visit their store prior to the interview, maybe get a tour. You can do the same kind of tactic with Enterprise Rent-A-Car, which has an entirely different kind of outlook where they're very formally attired. I'd like to see you in a suit and tie, impeccably groomed. That's still pretty much the moniker for most of the companies. However, ones like Torchy's Tacos are just a little different in terms of what they look for. So hope that helps. Good luck. I think we've got a good slate of companies for you coming this semester, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.